Hi Facebook, hi YouTube, it's Josh Thielen here with What's the Mortgage Deal, our Friday mortgage show. This is Avery Elizabeth Thielen. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we had my daughter Maya Thielen, the oldest of the Thielen girls. And this week we're introducing little Avery Thielen, my superstar. And last week I wasn't able to put a show together because literally on Friday, the youngest addition to the family, little Emrys Liam, who I don't have with me today. But
his last name is not Liam.
Emrys Liam.
No, that's not.
I'll try to get him in next week's show. Anyways, we just wanted to say hi. She's got to scoot out, and then we'll talk about credit today. All right, so I'm excited to get going. Bye. Okay. All right, awesome. See you, sweetie. Okay, bye. All right, so this is going to be a two-part series on credit. I decided to start off with credit in regards to my first actual show, just because it's a topic, it's a favorite topic of mine. It's a topic that so many people are uneducated on, really. It should be something that's taught in our schools, in our colleges, high schools. So many people get out into the workforce, into the world, and they really have no background, no knowledge of it. It's an important feature of your life if you want to establish credit scores, you want to obtain financing at the lowest possible interest rates, you want to get a car with a lowest payment option, you want to buy a house with the lowest possible interest rates, then you need a good credit score, or a FICO score is really what they're called. So FICO scores and credit scores, there's a difference there. Right off the bat, let's talk there. FICO scores are the three main repositories, are Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Those are the three companies that actually will have their separate algorithms, and they have figured out their methodologies to come up with what's called FICO scores. They range anywhere between 300 to 850. Now, a credit score is actually a score that is made up by, let's say, Credit Sesame or Credit Karma or Capital One, who have their own algorithms that they basically guesstimate what the algorithms are of the three main repositories, and they put together their own scoring models. Those are credit scores. They range from 300 to 900. So there's differences right there in the differences between FICO score and credit score. So again, two-part series. This week we're going to talk about what FICO scores are, what they consist of, what they're made of, how they work, what they were designed for, and where you can get them if you are interested in your credit score, as well as what's reporting on your credit. And then next week, we'll talk about how to improve and manipulate your scores, and then some actions for establishing credit for those people with no scores, no matter what age you are. Okay, so here is what the credit model is made up of. This is what the three credit reporting agencies tell us their algorithm is basically consisted of. Now, they won't give you the exact formula and tell you exactly how to come up with these scoring models, but this is the overall. Bye, Amy. See you later. Have a good day. And this is the overall, basically the overall picture of what they tell you the scores are broken up into and how they're derived. So 10% is the type of credit that you have. So that's car loans, home loans, credit cards, student loans, store cards. Okay, that makes up 10% of the scoring model, the type of credit. And this isn't major, but there is differences. So store cards are not as significant, or they are not looked upon as popular with the credit agencies as, say, a car loan or a regular credit card, a regular Visa or MasterCard. Okay, they just carry less weight, which can be good, but it also can be bad. If those are the only things reporting on your credit, they look at that negatively. But if you have other good credit, if you have other credit cards, other car loans, then it shouldn't affect your scores much at all. The second thing is 10% is made up of new credit or your inquiries. Now, this is a big sticking point with people. A lot of people are worried about their inquiries, how many people look at their credit, check their credit. Here's the deal with inquiries. If you have great credit, if your score is 700, 720 and up, and you have a couple places that are looking at your credit, nothing's going to happen. It's not going to affect your credit in a negative manner. You've established that you can pay your bills on time, that you know that you have types of credit that are good, that your credit's been open a significant amount of time. So you're an established, basically an established person with decent credit. They are not going to hit your scores when people check your credit. It's just not going to happen. Now, someone that has a 620 score or a 580, and they're out there trying to obtain a lot more credit. So they're trying to get credit cards, or they're trying to get, excuse me, seriously, can you guys, what are you doing? Sorry, we just have a slight interruption here. Hopefully they will not open the door any further. But so if you have a 620 or a 580 and you're out there trying to bring on additional credit, they are going to be looking out for not only the borrower, but also the other creditors this person has, and they're going to be dropping their score a little bit, limiting the amount of credit that they can go and get more of. So they already have proven that they aren't great at handling their credit and their revolving trade lines, and they're out there trying to get more. They're going to hit your score for that. Okay, so again, if you have great credit and you're out there looking for a mortgage or a car or a ATV or a boat or something, not a big deal. Not going to bring down your credit much. But if you're low and you're out there trying to bring on new credit, they might ding you and bring you down. Now, again, only 10% of your score. So if you're a 620, what's 10% of that? About 60 points. So if you're out there really shopping, the most it could affect your score is by about 60 points. Okay, this third thing is 15% of your credit score can be made up of your length of credit. So this is the amount of time that your trade lines have been open. So the longer, the better. So people with trade lines that have been open 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you want to keep those trade lines open. You do not want to close those accounts. Those are valuable assets to your credit score. So the length of your credit, how long you've had these items open, is a 15% factor in the algorithm of your total score. Again, if you've had trade lines open for a long period of time, leave those open. Use them, keep small balances on them, and they will be an asset to your overall score. Now, the two big ones, 35% is your payment history. Makes sense. How you pay your bills. Do you make your payments on time? Do you have 30-day lates, 60-day lates, 90-day lates? Remember, the FICO score model, the thing that it's meant to do, the purpose was to calculate or to give the creditor an idea of the likelihood of you going 90 days late on any trade line. That's truly what that FICO score is meant to do, and give the creditors an idea. What is the likelihood that they go 90 days late? Once you go 90 days late, bad things happen. They start to repossess your car. They start sending you letters to repossess your house. That's when shit kind of hits the fan, so to speak. Sorry for the language. So payment history is making up 35%. So make sure that if you have trade lines open and your cell phone, your utility bills, those do not report on your credit. This is credit cards, car loans, home loans, student loans. Make sure you're making your payments on time. If you're not, you're really going to hurt yourself. 35% of your score. Last but not least is the credit utilization. So this is the amount that you owe divided by your available credit lines. This is important, very important. People have credit cards, $500 credit limit. If you're up at $485 for a balance, they're going to look at that negatively as you're out there, you're using all of the available balance. So that'll affect your score negatively. The break-even point really that you want to keep your credit cards at and your utilization of your other trade lines is about 50% of the credit limit. So if you have a $5,000 card, keep that balance at 25 or lower, and you're pretty much safe. The most optimal area is 10% and below. So $5,000 card, $500 or below, you're optimal. That's when you're utilizing your credit to the best of its ability and helping your scores the most. Okay? So perfect. If anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. You can comment below. You can call me. You can email me. You can find me on Facebook, social media. Again, Josh Thielen. I'm with Top Flight Financial. And it was a pleasure talking about credit with you today. Sorry if it was a little long. Again, two-part series. Next week, we're going to talk about improving and manipulating your scores, how you can do that, some options for establishing scores if you have none. And yeah, perfect. Awesome. Thank you very much.